Well, it's an interesting story, actually. It's not often that a team in football rejects a trophy. But that's what a section of Hearts supporters wanted their club to do. So they're already champions of the Championship. They're set to lift the trophy after their match against Inverness Caledonian Thistle tomorrow. But given the nature of Hearts' controversial relegation to the Championship when the pandemic struck, you'll remember, a lot of their fans want the team to leave the trophy on the stand to send a message to those involved in making the decision to relegate them. Now, Hearts have released a statement this afternoon saying the following: "We understand the views of some supporters that we shouldn't lift the trophy on Saturday. However, our players and backroom staff deserve to be recognised as the group that took the club straight back out of the most difficult league in Scotland to win promotion from in the most challenging circumstances imaginable. At full time, the first team will collect their winners' medals and their captain, Stephen Naismith, will lift the trophy respectfully and to honour the players' achievement before returning to the dressing room. There will be no fanfare, there will be no passing around of the trophy, and there will be no party on the pitch, given the absence of the fans. This act will be an act of respect to our players for the hard yards they put in over the course of the season, respect to our opponents who would love to be in our position, and respect to the fans who continue to back the club in an unprecedented fashion." So we're now joined by Hearts fan and Perth to Paisley podcaster Daniel McIver. Good afternoon, Daniel.
Afternoon.
Well, we covered a social media storm earlier this week with the European Super League fallout, but this one has gathered some traction itself, hasn't it, really? What has the response that you've seen of the Hearts supporters been like to this statement?
Yeah, it definitely has. There's been a lot of anger directed at the resolve of this situation, which I think a lot of it is entirely justified. I think a lot of anger and frustration that Hearts fans have had this season are completely justified. However, I can understand myself why the club have done this. I actually personally think it's quite a fair compromise. The club didn't have to acknowledge this kind of online campaign. They could have just continued with the assumed plans that, as you mentioned at the top, we've won the league. People will presume us to celebrate that. However, the club have been fantastic with the fans and actually acknowledged this and moved forward. However, it is up to the playing staff and the management staff, and that is who the club have allowed it to. And I feel that personally is entirely justified, as they are the players who have managed to win us this title. However, the anger that has come from a lot of Hearts fans in wake of this, I think, is more aimed at the, as you said, enforced emotion that we had last season. I think a lot of fans view this as a way to kind of show our response properly in a single message. However, as I said, the players have made that decision, and I think it is fair that they are the ones to make that final decision.
Can you see the resentment towards the SPFL going away anytime soon? Because, you know, the emotion from Hearts fans towards them, probably understandably, is very strong.
No, I personally can't see it going away anytime soon. Of course, you have to factor in that in the pandemic situation that has raised all of this way back in the summer of last year, it has financially impacted not only Hearts, however, Partick Thistle and Stranraer, who you could argue were even more impacted by this, as Hearts at least had the kind of belief that we would just go straight back up, as we have done. However, Partick Thistle, despite doing well in recent weeks, there is the potential that they couldn't, so they've been impacted. But this is such a monumental decision that was made during the summer that has impacted these three clubs so hugely that I don't see the kind of anger and justified anger going away anytime soon, regardless of us spending one season down in the Championship and then able to go straight back up.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Thank you very much, Daniel, Hearts fan.